when you're on. Yeah.
One of the aspects of the program that we've gone into in great detail is formats. And one of the interesting things that, certainly from my point of view, is maybe how formats change. There's no such thing as a fixed format, I think, anymore. That there's a lot of versatility within formats. And one of the interesting things from I'm sure our point of view is maybe the lack of knowledge in relation to formats.
Yeah, this thing about formats being a living thing and moving with listeners' interests is quite interesting. I think the way, for instance, we've seen the dominant format being CHR, contemporary hit radio, top 40 radio, if you like, has lessened a little bit, and it's more. It seems to be a huge swing towards rhythmic CHR and hot AC, hot adult contemporary formats. Then you look at it. I don't think there's any market in the country where it's not influenced directly by the competitive set in its own market. So the naturally people will, they will program within the regulatory law, but they'll program specifically to meet the opportunity. And we're looking at how to set up your offer and look at what the gap in the market is, and then look at what kind of market is there in the gap and how viable it is to actually run a particular type of format.
Well, I think certainly within the Irish radio market, where there isn't the defined hot AC or CHR, where there's diversification within formats, which is interesting and very good from the listener's point of view. I think that's very important as well. But the thing that has kind of come across to me in relation to, say, local radio in Ireland is where you get a bit of everything. So you get a bit of the hot AC or the CHR and the talk format, and I think that works very, very well. The interesting thing I think going forward is in relation to how stations develop a niche for themselves, and certain format stations. Certainly within Dublin, we've seen that with the introduction of Radio Nova, for example, which is the classic rock format, and how that develops. And maybe over the next while, where listeners will kind of expect more and want more, and like, say, for example, if they want to see sports, they know to turn on television to Sky Sports and so on.
Well, I think the thing that we were at pains to try and say was you can't. There is no one size fits all.
Absolutely,
for this, and particularly. My experience going around the country is there are radio stations that are running, quite long sports bulletins, but then you go out and you ask people there, what the drivers are for them, what do they care about. The local sports is absolutely huge, and they love that radio station for that. I think going in and actually saying, look, this is a set format, it should be done the same way everywhere is quite bad. And that's one of the things I think that makes Ireland a much better radio market than many in Europe or the world.
And certainly for the individuals on this course, the thing about that, to be able to open their minds and to think about diversity within the format, albeit they have the foundations and they can build on it, but to have the ability to be able to go, right, we can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and effectively develop what is effectively a new format to all intents and purposes.
And that formats can evolve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.